Most people spend their entire lives trying to avoid pain, and that is exactly why they stay weak. They chase comfort, comfortable relationships, comfortable routines, comfortable lies. But life doesn't care about your comfort. It will test you anyway. It will break your plans, disappoint your expectations, and force you to face parts of yourself you've spent years avoiding. And the harsh truth is this: strength is not built when life is easy. Strength is built when life gives you no other option. The people you admire most, the ones with calm minds, emotional control, discipline, and resilience, weren't born that way. They were shaped by brutal truths most people run from. But if you can accept these truths early, life becomes less confusing, less emotional, less chaotic, and you become dangerous in the best possible way. Not because you become cold, but because you become harder to break. Here are 7 brutal truths about life that will make you stronger. The first one is uncomfortable, but once you understand it, you stop wasting years of your life. No one is coming to save you, not your friends, not your family, not society, not some future version of yourself. Deep down, most people are waiting for motivation, waiting for support, waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for someone to believe in them. But waiting is just procrastination dressed as hope. You tell yourself you'll start when you feel ready, but readiness is a myth. Nobody feels ready. The perfect moment never arrives. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." That means your life changes the moment you stop focusing on what should happen and start focusing on what you can do now. You don't need more inspiration. You need ownership. Ownership of your habits, your emotions, your decisions, your mistakes. The moment you accept full responsibility, your power returns. It's heavy, but it's also freedom. Because if you are responsible, then you are also capable. Truth number 2. Most people do not care as much as you think. This sounds depressing, but it is actually one of the most liberating realizations you can have. You are overthinking how you look, what you said, how people perceived you, whether they liked your post, whether they misunderstood your text. Meanwhile, everyone else is busy being obsessed with themselves, their insecurities, their problems, their fears. Psychologists call this the spotlight effect. You believe everyone is watching you closely, but in reality, most people barely notice. And even if they do, they forget quickly. Yet people waste years trapped by imaginary judgment. They stay quiet in rooms where they should speak. They don't start the business, don't go to the gym, don't approach the person, don't post the content, all because they are afraid of being seen. But here's the truth. Embarrassment lasts minutes. Regret lasts years. You will never become confident by trying to avoid judgment. Confidence comes from surviving it, from realizing that nothing catastrophic happens when people don't approve of you. That is freedom. Truth number 3. Discipline matters more than motivation. Motivation feels amazing. It makes you feel powerful for one day, maybe 2. Then life happens. You get tired, busy, stressed, distracted, and suddenly the version of you who promised to change disappears. This is why motivation is unreliable. It is emotional, and emotions are unstable. Discipline is different. Discipline says do it anyway, not because you feel inspired, but because you made a decision. Modern life is built to destroy discipline. Infinite scrolling, cheap dopamine, constant entertainment. Your brain is being trained to crave stimulation every few seconds. And over time, this weakens your ability to focus, delay gratification, and tolerate boredom, which is dangerous. Because everything meaningful in life requires boredom. Building a body, building a career, building self-respect. None of it is exciting every day. The people who win are not always more talented. They are simply better at doing boring things consistently. This is what most people never understand. Success is usually repetitive, not glamorous, not cinematic, just repeated effort, again and again, even when no one is watching. Truth number 4. You will lose people as you evolve. Not everyone is meant to come with you. This hurts, because humans crave belonging. We want loyalty, connection, familiarity. But growth changes your standards, your habits change, Your priorities change, your tolerance changes, and suddenly certain people no longer fit. The conversations feel empty. The energy feels draining. The connection feels forced. At first, you'll try to hold on, because losing people feels like failure. But sometimes losing people is evidence of progress. Not everyone will like the version of you that has boundaries. Not everyone benefits from your growth. Some people only like the old you because the old you was easier to control, easier to access, easier to manipulate, easier to keep small. But growth requires friction, and sometimes loneliness. This is one of the hardest truths to accept. Loneliness is often the price of transformation. Not forever, but temporarily, before you find people aligned with who you're becoming. Stop fearing the empty space. Sometimes your life has to clear out before it can rebuild. Truth number 5, your emotions are not always telling you the truth. This one changes everything. Most people obey every emotion they feel. If they feel anxious, they assume something is wrong. If they feel insecure, they assume they are inadequate. If they feel rejected, they assume they are unworthy. But emotions are signals, not commands. They are influenced by sleep, stress, trauma, hormones, memories, and interpretation, not objective reality. This is why emotional intelligence matters. You must learn to pause between feeling and reaction. Instead of saying, "I am anxious," say, "I notice anxiety." Small difference, massive shift. Now you are observing the emotion instead of becoming it. This creates psychological distance, and distance creates control. Stoicism teaches emotional regulation through perspective, not suppression, not pretending you feel nothing, but learning that you don't have to obey every internal storm. A thought is just a thought. An emotion is just an emotion. Neither should automatically control your behavior. This is mental strength, not emotional numbness. Truth number 6, comfort is slowly destroying you. Comfort feels harmless. A little extra sleep, skipping one workout, avoiding one difficult conversation, delaying one responsibility. None of it seems serious. But comfort compounds, and so does avoidance. One day becomes a habit becomes an identity. Then years later, you wake up inside a life you don't respect. Not because something dramatic happened, but because you slowly negotiated with your potential, again and again. The human brain naturally seeks efficiency and safety, but growth demands discomfort, cold mornings, hard conversations, delayed rewards, uncertainty. Without discomfort, you stagnate. This is why voluntary hardship is powerful. Take walks without your phone, sit in silence, train when you don't feel like it, say no when it feels uncomfortable, wake up earlier. Not because suffering is noble, but because discomfort expands your tolerance. And a person with a high discomfort tolerance is difficult to defeat because life can no longer shock them. Truth number 7, time is brutally indifferent. You think you have more time to start, more time to heal, more time to become who you want to become. But time keeps moving, silently, relentlessly. Every day you delay difficult action, life keeps charging you. Not in money, in potential, in missed opportunities, in weaker habits, in future regret. This is what makes time terrifying. Not that it moves fast, but that it moves whether you act or not. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Look honestly at your days. How much of your life is being traded for distraction, for comfort, for validation, for avoidance? This is the real cost. Not failure, but unconscious living, drifting through years on autopilot, and then wondering where your life went. So what do you do with these truths? You stop resisting them. You stop asking life to be softer, and start becoming stronger. Take responsibility, detach from unnecessary validation, build discipline, accept temporary loneliness, question your emotions, choose discomfort, respect time. None of this is easy. That's the point. Easy things rarely transform you. Hard truths do, and maybe that's what you needed to hear today. Not another motivational speech, not another comforting lie, just reality. Clear, sharp, uncomfortable. Because sometimes the truth hurts before it heals. And strength begins the moment you stop running from what life is trying to teach you. Your life changes when you stop asking for easier circumstances and start becoming harder to break.